Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ramblings Live. I'm Lisa Wright Bryant. I'm the immediate past president of the Westchester University Alumni Association, and I am very excited to be coming to you live during our homecoming celebration week. And while we're celebrating homecoming, we are also having a series called Conversation with the Deans. And so today, we are going to bring to you a dean. Her name is Dr. Tabetha Adkins, who is the dean of the University College. And we're going to learn all about University College. Before we bring her on, I'm asking you all to share this link with your friends. Tell your friends, listen, there's another episode of Ramblings Live. And then after you share, put your comments there, ask questions, talk about homecoming, talk about your experiences with Westchester, whatever you want to talk about, definitely put it on the screen. All righty. So thank you for joining us. And now we're going to bring on Dr. Tabetha Adkins. Hello, Dr. Adkins. How are you today?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're here during one of the best weeks ever for Westchester. It's our homecoming week.
Yes, really happy to be here. Really excited about homecoming.
Yes, me too. It's a little different being virtual, but you know what? It's the next best thing. At least we're having some good time here.
Our traditions are important and we
I
need to maintain them no matter what.
Yes. So before we get started talking about University College, if you can share with everyone about you, tell us about Dr. Tabetha Atkins.
Sure. So the first thing I'll tell you is that I am from West Virginia. Everybody always wants to know
Okay.
where that accent comes from. And so I will just tell you I am from West Virginia. I
Good.
attended I attended Marshall University in West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
The
Uh-huh.
subject of the film We Are Marshall. Everybody knows that from the Matthew McConaughey movie. Uh,
Yes.
and I attended graduate school at the University of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
My area of expertise was English and specifically rhetoric and composition. And so my
Uh-huh.
area is in teaching writing and making arguments and that sort of thing. But I promise not to make any arguments with you today, Lisa. We don't argue.
No, Tabitha, no. Mm-mm.
And after I graduated with my doctorate from Louisville, I started my career in Texas. So I might have a little Texas in that accent too that I mentioned earlier.
Uh-huh.
Um, I went to the Texas A&M University Commerce, was where I started my career, which is
Okay.
in Northeast Texas near Dallas.
Okay.
And I started my career as a writing center director and professor there. And that went really well. And so then I started working in first year writing programs, supporting
Uh-huh.
first year students in their writing courses.
Mhm.
And then I sort of wanted to move into sort of a role where I was supporting a holistic student experience.
Yes.
So, I was definitely interested in what happened in the classroom, but also interested in things outside of the classroom. And so I found an opportunity to move into the Dean of the University College role at Texas A&M Commerce. And the University College there really focused on first year students and first year student experience, but it gave me really good experience and I loved that role. And then an opportunity came to come to Westchester, and I really loved Westchester's focus on student success. I loved the
Yes.
faculty and the staff students at Westchester. I loved the campus. I mean, how can you not fall in love with this campus? Any
Oh my
time of the year,
gosh.
it's amazing. And the
Yes.
location was fabulous, being from West Virginia, being back on the East Coast and Eastern Standard Time with seasons and fall. Obviously, right now we have the most amazing colors in our hills, and so I had this amazing
Yes.
opportunity to come to Westchester, and so I've been here a little over 2.5 years now, and feel like it was a really good decision to come here.
Wonderful. So may I call you Tabitha?
Please do, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tabitha, you went from West Virginia to
Mhm.
Texas and then to the lovely Chester County with Westchester University. So you have traveled. I mean, you did a kind of a circle here, literally a full circle.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about your role at Westchester, and then tell us what you enjoy about that role.
Sure. So I have two titles, I guess. One is
Uh-huh.
Associate Provost for Student Success, and the other is
Hmm.
Dean of the University College. And so what
Okay.
that means is that I'm the Chief Retention Officer for the university, and so I am sort of in charge of making sure that we're doing everything we can so that our students who came here to earn a degree can fulfill that dream and earn their degree at
Hmm.
Westchester. And then
Hmm.
in my university college role, it's the university college is an interesting college. It's not like any of the other colleges at Westchester
Yes.
University. We have
Hmm.
degree programs. We have our interdisciplinary studies degree programs where students can graduate from a degree in university college. We also
Hmm.
have our exploratory study students who are waiting to sort of figure out where they
Yes.
fit, what major
Yes.
they want to declare. We also have all the student support services located in University College. So if a
Uh,
student needs tutoring, if a student wants to go to the writing center, if a student wants to talk to someone about what their major is, and if to sort of
mhm.
find the right role for them, our disability studies, or our disability services office is located in University College.
Yes.
The
Hmm.
Academic Success Program, or ASP, which used to be called the Academic Development Program, or
Yes.
ADP, is
Yes.
a very beloved program at Westchester University,
Yes.
and a long-standing, very successful program that has onboarded many of our students at Westchester. It is located in
Mhm.
University College. We our success coaching program where we mentor
Mhm.
students and help them get organized and build up their power skills like test taking and
Yes.
note taking and all those skills. Those services are located in University College too. So we definitely
Mhm.
have students who graduate from University College and are college students, but
Yes.
we also are everybody's college. We offer services to every undergraduate and some graduate students at Westchester University.
And you know what? That's so interesting because you mentioned ADP. When I went to Westchester not too long ago, it was a program, not too long ago, Tabitha, it was a program that allowed students who may have been just on the border, that
Yes.
maybe other universities they may not have been able to get in, but Westchester accepted them. And it is so refreshing to hear that with University College, that you are taking that whole holistic approach.
Yes.
So let me ask you something. How long has the University College been in existence?
So it basically launched when I came to the university. I was hired to be the founding dean of
Mm.
the university. So it was the university's plan that we would have a university college, and the structure was sort of created. And then when I came on board, voila, we had a university college. And so that was in the summer of 2018. So our university college is just over 2 years old. We're a toddler at
Yes.
this point.
Yes, you are. And you know what? That's a good thing. And what I am noticing, even in our conversation, of course, you and I have talked before. I've met you, at commencement, and you and I have not had a chance to have a long conversation, but we have, talked before. But to listen to you talk about the students and talk about your program, I am just so encouraged because you are excited. I can feel your passion.
Oh
I
yeah.
can feel the excitement. And as a student that, I remember when I came in, many students were told our freshman year, we were told, look to your left and look to your right.
Wow.
And we were told, I know you know what I'm
I
about
know
to
what
say,
you're doing.
okay? We were told next year, this time, one of you won't be here. And so the mentality back then, like now, this was years and years ago, the mentality was not that holistic approach to students. And so, because of that, that kind of left a bad taste in the student's mouth, not because of Westchester, but the
Yeah.
mentality back globally.
Yeah, and so I have never heard of anybody saying that now. I think that the mentality, I appreciate you saying that it's my passion, but I think it's the passion of the
I do
institution
too.
and everyone who works at the university. I never hear
Absolutely.
people saying that now. And I think that's because the university and the people who work here really take seriously the access mission of the university, and that we are a community of educators that are contributing to the greater good. And so if we can't contribute to the greater good if we're only helping the students who don't need help, right, who are going to do fine anyway, right? So these services are really about creating some equity among our students
Yes.
so that everyone has an opportunity to contribute to the greater good, right? And that's what I love about this place. First of all, you mentioned the students. I love our students and the diversity experiences and their perspectives. I think our students are really minded toward thinking about one another and thinking about how can they support other students? How can they contribute to other students? How can we do a fundraising drive for helping students with textbooks? Or how can we help students recycle and the residence halls and these sorts of things? Just yesterday, I got an email from a student who said, I'm doing great, but I want to refer some of my friends who aren't doing so well in this COVID situation some services on campus. And so what would you recommend that I share with my friends and my peers? Right. And so that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Our students are incredible. They're thinking outside of themselves and thinking in a community-minded way. How can you just love that? How can you not just love that? And so they've come here to Westchester University with all these dreams and all these goals, and they have all this passion and all this, thoughtfulness for other people. And so Westchester students, our Golden Rams, they're just, they blow my mind all the time, right?
We're the best, first of all. Okay, the Golden Rams. I mean, we're the best. I already know that.
I mean, I'm seeing evidence of that all the time, right?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
But I like the fact, before we bring in your colleague, you keep saying community, community. And it is so true when I go on campus and talking to your colleagues to hear community. And it does come from Dr. Ferrantino. I've had the pleasure and the honor to be able to talk to him and to hear him talk about community. And so it's that the talk and the walk are matching.
Absolutely.
And so when you hear that from the top, and then it comes to you, and then the students feel that. So they, as a student, you want to do your best. Because you have that sense of belonging.
And that's part of what I love about working here too, is this idea that, we are a community of educators working together to support students, and that the services and the way we support students is coordinated. So, we're trying to not make it feel like students are being shifted all across campus, but that everyone's working together for a common experience, and that it's individualized, right? We don't want students to feel like we're trying to put square pegs in round holes, right? We understand that students have individualized needs. That's what equity is about, right? That's what access is understanding the students are individuals. And so I love working here because we recognize that. And in University College, we have a great team of folks who work together, who collaborate, who are sharing ideas and sharing best practices to make sure that students are having the individualized experience, and that we're feeling like we're working together. And we're on their team. We're on their side, right? So that's what I love about this place.
Yes. So the next time I hear University College, honestly, Tabetha, I am going to think community.
That's fabulous. I love that.
I'm definitely going to think that.
That's
definitely. So at this time, I want to bring on your colleague, Colleen Camiso, and she is going to talk about the RAM initiative. So Colleen, come on in, Colleen.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, thank you for having me. Can you not hear me?
Oh, you're welcome. It's okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Wait, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, you're delayed, but it's okay because we can hear you.
Okay,
that's the important
thing.
It's okay. Listen, Colleen. Colleen, this is beyond your control. All is well. All is well. So, Colleen, first of all, if you can introduce yourself to the Golden Rams and then tell us about the RAM initiative.
Of course. So I am Dr. Colleen Camiso. I am a faculty member in the Department of Special Education. So I am a professor in that department, and I also co-faculty direct the RAM Initiative. And the RAM Initiative is the other co-faculty director is another professor in the special education department. So we kind of split the role together. And I love that you were talking about equity and accessibility on campus, because the RAM Initiative is one of those organizations and programs that highlights that to the beyond what you can possibly imagine. So the RAM Initiative is a program on campus that supports students who have intellectual disabilities who want to attend college. And we know that attending college is often something that is not available to that population. So this program supports students who are 18 to 24. They attend college, they take courses, they attend social events, they do internships in career areas of interest. And all of those activities and courses are actually supported by peer mentors. So we have students who volunteer to go to class, go to internships, go out and do social events and things like that. So the students are learning skills within those areas. But peer mentors pretty much do all of that supporting.
I'm blown away. And the reason why is I have a daughter who is 24 going on 25, who was diagnosed with intellectual disability.
Okay.
And I live in another state. But to hear that my beloved Westchester has this program, as a parent, it's amazing, because we have had to fight for our students and then teach them how to advocate. So this is amazing. So let me ask you something, Colleen. Tell us the process. How do the students have to go through the same admission process to be a part of Westchester? Tell us more about that.
Of course. So it's slightly different. We have a separate admissions process just in terms of, because we require, we want more information on what types of strengths and needs the students have.
Yes.
So we ask for some of their paperwork from when they left high school, when they graduated, when they completed. So we can obviously make sure they have the diagnosis of intellectual disability, but also so we get a picture of, you know, what skills do they have? What areas do they have for career interests? Because we want to make sure that we can find things for them to do at Westchester. And we definitely have had so many people who were willing to help and host internships for our students, but they typically apply to the RAM Initiative and we have interviews, and then we inform students that they've been accepted, and then they complete the application that goes through for the non-degree students, because it is just a 2-year program. And when they complete their 2 years, they get a certificate of completion. But the program focuses on a wide range of skills, which is also why I like that you talked about the holistic approach. It's not just academics, it's not just social, and it's not just, you know, skills like planning and organization and all those important, you know, skills that you need regardless of what your job is or what you're interested in. So it focuses on all of those things, including social goals. So each student has individualized goals, and we track their progress in those areas to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to meet their needs. And we can obviously make adjustments if we need to. So it's very exciting because, and we always talk to our peer mentors about, just like every student at Westchester who's learning skills that's going to impact the rest of their lives. They're making friendships and meeting people that are going to impact the rest of their lives. So are our students. So they're not any different when it comes to what they're gaining. They're just need more support to gain those skills. But our peer mentors are truly impacting these students for the rest of their lives. So it's a really big task, because they legitimately are adding more courses and more events and more activities to their already busy schedules. So it's wonderful that they are willing to do this to help other people.
And can we just give
oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Monica Lepore, who is on the call and is the founder of this amazing program. Dr. Lepore, it's so good to see you on this call. I'm so glad that you're here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. And I was.
Yep. Yeah, this program
See, you beat me to the punch. I'm glad, definitely. Dr. Monica, now I know you're, of course, you can't speak, but isn't this awesome to see your legacy?
Mm-hmm.
I applaud you all. I am so happy for you all. And Nick Pulcini, who is a board member for the Alumni Association, he said he also loved the BRAM initiative. So I have a question. I want to talk about the peer mentors because I just saw Dr. Monica say love the peer mentors. So can you tell us, this is a double question. Number one, who can be a peer mentor? And then number two, do the peer mentors get credit towards their degree? How does that work?
That's a great question. So any student at Westchester can be a peer mentor. They do not have to have, they don't have to be pre-service educators or, interested in pursuing a career in education. So we have students from a wide range of majors. We have a student who's a German major in international studies. And we also have some people who are pre-service educators. So it's a wide range. Anybody can be a peer mentor.
Uh-huh.
And then for the second part, the students, we have a few students who get paid through one of our grants that we have because they have more of an administrative role where they do a lot of logistical planning and communication and things like that. But the majority of our mentors are volunteers that do not get paid.
Wow.
They want to be able to support individuals with intellectual disabilities, have the best college experience that they can have, just like every other student wants to have. So yeah, it's amazing that they're willing to, and they give a lot of time of their own schedules to be able to do this. So it is definitely something that speaks volumes about the community that has been developed at Westchester.
Yes. You know what? I remember growing up, it was a little different, different time. And I remember when we were with children with disabilities, and it taught us compassion. It taught us empathy. It taught us so much. And just to hear about this program and to hear about the peer mentors, it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. Of course, the students that are in the program, the ones with the diagnosis, and then the students that are peer mentors, that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives.
It's
It's
huge.
amazing.
It's an amazing professional development opportunity too, right? To have that kind of experience to put on their resume. So there's the professionalization
Oh my gosh.
opportunity. It's incredible. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Whew. Like I said, my heart is filled as the parent. As a parent, Tabitha and Colleen, and of course, as a Golden Ram, to hear our beloved Westchester to have this type of program. And this program has only been in existence. How long has it been?
This is the third year. Yep, this is the third year. So, and we are very small. We only have 3 students because our peer mentors do go to almost all of their classes and all of the social events, and they have study halls, just like, you need time to work on your homework. Because they do all of those things, we are relatively small, but what's nice about that is we can really make sure that we're growing and we're growing responsibly, because we obviously don't want to have tons and tons of students in the program, but we can't support them. So this allows us to grow in a very responsible way to make sure, we can get the support and, the backing and make it a little bit more known to people at Westchester and to students.
Yes.
So they can become involved. But it's definitely growing and we're excited. We've already had one open house, virtual open house, and we had 7 families attend, and then we have another one coming up in December. So we have another one in December, and we already have 3 families interested for December. So we're excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got an application in the mail yesterday, Colleen, so I have one to give you.
Oh, great. There's
yes.
Wonderful.
And I should mention too, we have 3 students, but we have 2 graduates also. So we have 2 students who have successfully completed the program and are now proud Golden Ram alums.
This is wonderful. Again, win-win situation. So one last question for you in regards to that. I know that I think the name was the Ram Shop. It is the store that is behind Saxby's.
Mhm.
Is that also under University College and through the RAM initiative?
No, that is a different program that supports students on autism spectrum. And so
Got you.
Dr. Sherry Fishball is the leader of that program, and it's
Okay.
the autism program, and she does great work with those students as well. Those
Okay.
students are admitted through the university through the typical admission process. It's not a
Got you.
special admission program the way the RAM initiative is, but I
Okay.
think a lot of things in common in terms of support that's available and
Hmm. Hmm.
in their access mission for making Westchester University accessible to,
Wow.
a large population of students, right, and inclusive.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Whew. Go Rams. Go Golden Rams. I know. So my next question, we're going to move a little bit. So we want to know, how does WCU support academic student success?
Sure. So this is, I guess, back to me. So we do a lot of things. I mentioned some of the support services that we have in University College, including tutoring and success coaching for students who just, need an experienced peer to talk them through different
Hmm.
strategies and help them navigate Westchester University. Um,
Hmm.
we have our Office of Services for Students with Disabilities. We have the Academic Success Program, and a number of offices that supports associated students. But we've learned through COVID-19
Yes.
that we have to be a little innovative
Yes,
about
we
the way
do.
we're supporting students. And so we've launched a number of initiatives to support students. One,
Okay.
we launched a new website called Support Center, and it's a really easily accessible, sorry, end of the day,
Uh-huh.
easily
Uh-huh.
accessible website. It's just Westchester's website, wcupa.edu/support. And if anybody wants to go look at it, there it is on the screen.
There it is.
Just check
Yes.
it out. And so it is just a one-stop shop for students to find answers to their questions or to find someone to connect with for support. So they can go to this website and do one of three things. One is they
Mhm.
can search Rammy's Resource Navigator, where they can put in basically any idea or concept or problem they're having or question that they're having, and it'll direct them
Mhm.
to the office on campus that supports that thing. So they can put, I've been accused of
Mhm.
cheating, right? And it'll take them to the office that supports academic integrity cases.
Mhm.
Or I need help paying for my education. It'll show them how to contact financial aid. Or they can type in, I need a laptop. And
Mhm.
it'll take them to the website where we're loaning out laptops to students right now because we're utilizing remote modalities. So that's one way they can
Mhm.
find help. Another way is they can just send an email to student success at westchesteruniversity.edu, and that takes them directly to me, and I make sure that that email is responded to. Or they can just send us a quick chat, and we have a chat function on the website where they can just ask a quick question, and one of our success coaches will respond to that chat. So we've tried to sort of increase our online presence for students, tried to make ourselves and our processes and our spaces more navigable to students right now because they may
Mhm.
be doing this from home, and we want to make sure everything's really accessible. And we know that students are kind of living online right now because they're taking classes
Yes.
via Zoom and those sorts of things. And so we really want to be available online. So that's one thing that we've
Mhm.
done to sort of adjust to how we're supporting students. Some of the things that we're doing is we're really looking at data more than we've looked at data before.
Mhm.
So we're looking at
Mhm.
attendance data. We're looking at
Okay.
students logging into D2L and to see if students are dropping off from being in D2L. We're asking faculty to let us know, are there any students that you think that would benefit from an outreach from a student support service office? We're looking at seeing how our students are doing grade wise. And so we're really doing a lot of outreach in response to all that data that we have about how students are doing. And we've actually launched on Monday a survey to all of our undergraduate students. All 14,322 of them received a survey on Monday asking them, how's it going in your classes this semester? And it's a really easy survey to respond to. It's just different scales of smiley face. So, you can go all the way
Yes.
from big smiley to a big frowny, right? Just how are things going? And then if it's not going well, the next question is, what do you think would help? And then there's sort of some feedback built into the survey about different support services that they might navigate to for different kinds of assistance. Or they can
Wow.
say, I want someone to reach out to me about tutoring, or I want someone to reach out to me about getting organized. I want someone to
Yes.
reach out to me about technology. I want someone to reach out to me about funding my education, different kinds of options like that. And so we're having really meaningful engagements with students right now as a
Yes.
result of that survey. Just because sometimes you don't want an outreach, sometimes you just want information, right? Or
Right.
sometimes you just want to be asked, right?
Right.
So you just want someone to ask you, how is it going, right? So that's what we ask, how is it going? And so we've had a lot of students respond to that survey positively. I will tell you that the grand majority of students who have responded have said things are going good, right? Like most students are saying things are going great or they're going good.
Good. And
So we've gotten mostly smiley faces from students, and from the students that we're not getting smiley faces for, we're following up.
wow. You know what? It sounds to me, number one, the word was community. We established that earlier in our conversation. But the other word that I'm hearing from you is you're like the university college is like the hub. People go in like a bus depot, if you will. They come to your site, and based upon their needs, okay, you go here, you go here, you go here. It is a much needed position or community.
Yeah.
It really is. And especially during the pandemic, because early on in March, we didn't know what was happening, what was going on. And I'm sure parents, students alike, they're like, okay, where to go? And it sounds to me that with your support center, you have answered that question.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
that's
mhm,
absolutely our goal, and our goal is to make it so that people don't have to figure that out on them for themselves, right? Like,
yes.
a lot of these services and a lot of these supports and these amazing faculty and staff who work at Westchester, all these things existed prior to the
Hmm.
university college. So what we're trying to
Hmm.
do is make it more navigable and make it so
Exactly.
that they don't have to figure it out themselves. The students who are already tired and bored on Zoom and right, like
Hmm.
stressed because they don't know what's going to happen with the pandemic or just their futures in general, right? But they don't have to like figure out how all this works.
Yes.
We're just going to sort of step in and help them with that and make this part easy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what are the future plans for the university college?
That's a great question. One thing that we're doing that we're working on right now is we are launching, we don't have a name for it yet, but we're
Okay.
launching a team that will respond to student success concerns. So it'll be sort of a triage kind of team of people from
Yes.
across the university that work in different areas that will take reports about students that really are just struggling and we'll sort of work together to come up with a care plan for that student and help get
Mm.
back to where they need. We have a team kind of like this that does something a little different at the university that's called the care team. And the care team
Okay.
responds to when we think a student might be in danger to themselves or to others. It's sort of a behavioral intervention team, but it's also a team that helps students who, you know, are really having trouble, right? And so we have
Yes.
a model for students who are in that kind of situation. But we really saw a need for a team that was looking at academic concerns. And it doesn't have to be academic too, like because we talked about having it called something like the academic care team or something like that. But it's not just
Yes.
academics because no college experience happens in a vacuum. You don't just go to classes, right? Like this is a
No, you do not.
more inclusive experience, right? But that involves
Yes.
where you live and how you're funding your education and what clubs you're in and whether you go to the rec center and all these sorts of things. So it's not just academics. It's a student success team of some sort. And so that's something that we're working on launching. And we've identified some folks